Well, welcome to Vixens Live. This week coming to you with thanks to our great friends at McDonald's, McCafe. Yeah, cheers to that. We did that at the end last week. Should we do it at the head? There we go. Cheers.
Cheers.
Hey, Bianca, how are you?
I'm going well. What a crazy
Hectic.
time it has been. There was no netball in Melbourne. Now all the netballs come to Melbourne. Oh, it is unbelievable.
So, yeah, we're now the centre of the universe again, which is basically back to normal.
I am absolutely loving it that we can get back to the netball this weekend. There'll be far more to talk about that a bit later on. But there's been one particular Vixens player, Clint, who I don't know if she was on your radar until this year, but she played her very first game for the Vixens in a couple of weeks ago now, and boy, did she have a debut.
Instant impact.
Instant impact.
We're still talking about it.
And do you know what? We've been trying to get her on Vixens Live and we haven't been able to.
Because she's so in demand.
Exactly, and we've finally been able to pin
Twisted her
down.
arm.
Rahni Samason,
there she is.
Welcome to Vixens Live. Thanks for joining us.
Hello. Thank you for having me on.
Can you just run us through the last 6 weeks for you? Because when the season was sort of normal, we hadn't seen you out there on court, and then all of a sudden, up there, we see you out there on court in Queensland, and what a debut it was.
Yeah, it's been unreal. I keep using the terms crazy, whirlwind, unreal, but those are the best words to describe it. And for the most part, I've been feeling really, really good. I've been pushing and, trying really hard to get to this next level for a while. And I'm just really, really happy that I've been able to have that opportunity now.
So I know you used the word hectic, but you sort of got your debut, you're an emerging talent, and then there's a lot of stuff going on around you as well, Rahni. The fact that you're in Queensland, then you're being pushed to Melbourne, and your world's really spinning. Does it feel like now that you're back home that your world is still spinning?
Yeah, it's definitely still spinning, even though I'm around friends and family that are also familiar. It's still so overwhelming, the amount of support and love that I've gotten. And especially with COVID, nothing is certain right now. So just, being prepared for everything is super important.
All right, I think it's time we take a look at this video of Rahni talking about how it's been so far for her.
It's been just a wild ride. It's been absolutely crazy. I wasn't expecting any of this, but trying to grab every opportunity with 2 hands as much as I can. I've had to sacrifice, time with friends and family, but I have a really tight support network in that even though I've had to sacrifice the income from coaching, they've been really supportive of my netball career, and they know that this is a great opportunity for me to potentially go further in the SSN. So nothing really changes personally for me with Emily coming back because I am a training partner in this team, and as a training partner, my role is to best support the team and help them succeed in every way possible. So I'm still going to play that role. I'll be at training my best, hopefully, bringing the girls up and making sure they're well prepared for every single game.
Great insight, great words as well, Rahni. There's maturity well and truly beyond the games that you played, I reckon. So how do things work from here? What's the next step for you personally?
The next step will just to be to focus on my VNL and the newly founded ANC. That'll be coming up in September. So making sure that when I'm at training, I'm just, honing in on those skills so that I can showcase them at every single opportunity.
And actually, talking about those skills, I'm sure since joining in the club and being around the Vixens girls more often than you probably have been in the past, what is it that you've really picked up in terms of is there a huge different intensity between VNL and SSN? What has been the differences that you've had to focus on?
You wouldn't think the difference is that big, but the difference is massive. I'm also more of a natural goal shooter as well. So to step out and be a goal attack, I'm just trying to learn and soak up as much knowledge and insight as possible. At the Vixens, there is so much experience, so much of everything. So I'm trying to learn as best as I can.
I don't think people would be that surprised to hear that it is such a big jump, and especially having to play goal shooter, then move out to goal attack for a whole game at that intensity. Whew, that is tough, and that's exactly what you did on your debut. Now, stay with us because we have to thank our partner for this episode, and that is McCafe, and the new McCafe blend is here. Smooth, rich, and expertly roasted in Melbourne. We wouldn't have it any other way. Try it for yourself today.
Australia, meet your new McCafe blend. Roasted and blended in Melbourne. Smoother, richer, and crafted for Aussies who love great coffee. The new McCafe blend. Now that's coffee fit for an Aussie.
Thanks so much to McCafe. Okay, Rahni, we've got you here for many reasons, but one is to talk about that shot. So we want to drag you back to that very moment. What do you? I mean, I'm sure you remember a lot about it, but what was your overriding emotion as you stepped up to take that shot?
It could have been the adrenaline, it could have been the exhaustion, but I was actually feeling a lot of nothing. My mind was blank, and I was just running on muscle memory, basically, from all of the training sessions that I've done and the millions of times that I've taken that exact shot before. And yeah, I guess it could be taken a little bit as arrogance, but the gravity of the situation didn't hit me until MJ physically hit me with her hug. That's when I kind of stood back and I was like, wow, that was pretty big.
And we know Sharon McMahon is there as your, I guess, assistant coach, but also shooting specialist coach. What has it been like being able to work with her? She
has been so amazing. She is one of my ultimate netball shooting idols. So the fact that I can actually work with her is phenomenal, and I fangirl every time I see her. But she's so down to earth and so humble. She's like, Rahni, it's just one shot. One more shot, you're fine. Yeah, I just love being able to work underneath her.
And what about the passion that MJ exudes? You mentioned that hug. Oh, yeah. I mean, what's it like working her in the goal circle?
She makes me feel so comfortable. Her passion gets me so hyped up, feeling like I am invincible and I can do anything. Yeah, she might not be able to have the exact words to articulate it like Kate Maloney. I think Kate Maloney's little huddle, if you can see that got me really, really into the game. And, I wanted to be with her every step of the way and really get that win. But just MJ's intensity in her eyes, every time she looked me in the eye, she was like, Rahni, you can do this. And I was like, I can. Thank you, MJ.
Oh, that belief is amazing. One thing that I think it's important for all the Vixens fans, we're getting to know you on the court, but what does Rahni do off the court? Do you study? Do you have any hobbies that you love doing around Melbourne? Yeah, let us all know. What's some of your favourite things to do?
So I'm a full-time student currently. I'm in my last year at university. I'm doing a double degree in science and arts. So netball and uni do take up quite a bit of my time. But I also love, connecting to my nationality and like my cultural background. So mum is German. So on the side, I'm doing a little bit of the German language. So hopefully one day I can go over there and visit my family and I'll be able to talk to them. And yeah, just love hanging out with my friends and family, playing board games and doing activities, although I am wildly competitive, so I do thank them for having to put up with me.
What a surprise.
And you mentioned before that you do, or in the video package before, that you do coaching. So is that what you also do in Melbourne as a part-time job?
Yeah. Oh, I completely forgot about that. But yes, I do coaching part-time. I work very heavily around with Sarah Wall, with NetFit. And I absolutely love that. Just trying to bring my passion back and give back to the community that gave so much to me really means a lot.
We love that, Rahni. Great stuff. We're going to take another break now with thanks to McCafe. The McCafe blend is here, smooth, rich and expertly roasted in Melbourne. We wouldn't have it any other way. Try it yourself today.
Australia, meet your new McCafe blend. Roasted and blended in Melbourne. Smoother, richer and crafted for Aussies who love great coffee. The new McCafe blend. Now that's coffee fit for an Aussie.
Thanks to McCafe there. Now, I want to take you back, Rahni, to have a look at this video from Emily Mannix. We know Witness Fearless is I guess, a huge vibe that comes out of the Vixens group. And I'll talk to you about it after we go to this video of Emily.
Fearless to me is just being able to be yourself, and I think this is something that I've learned. It's okay just to be who you are. I feel like I've been accepted as myself at the Vixens, and for me, yeah, this has allowed me to just play my best. And you know, if you're feeling confident off the court, you really feel confident on the court as well. For me, I spent a lot of time, you know, on the bench at the Vixens, and I was able to learn a lot during that time. But then when that opportunity came, I felt ready to go out there and do my bit, and that came from the people around me.
Oh, Em, I love that. And we do see it. There's a lot of, videos, there's a lot of content on social media, and it is the Vixens talking about this fearless attitude or ethos or culture that's within the club. And it is. It's really powerful.
You can really feel it, can't you?
You can. And I wanted to ask you, Rahni, you know, as a new member to the club, really, you know, this year, have you noticed it, or in what ways do you see that?
Yeah, you see it everywhere on and off the court. Like Emily said, she was being fearless and being accepted with who she is. I feel the exact same way. I can really, really relate to that, because I came in as a newbie and they just fully welcomed me with open arms. They accepted me as is, which is something that's, you know, really big. And that really meant a lot to me. I didn't have to change to try and fit into the Vixen brand. I was already accepted as who I was. And even on the court as well, you know, Katie, you can't take a game-winning intercept without being fearless. She read the game beautifully, but she left Romelda Aiken in the circle by herself. Like, who does that? And that just starts at training, with being confident in yourself. And in each other.
And having experienced that on court as well as off court, is that something you can take with you, drag with you to VNL, and really impart that sort of knowledge and passion to those girls who are sort of on the pathway? Yeah,
VNL is such a huge stepping stone. I think you're playing against the best that Victoria has to offer. And like you said, Victoria is, you know, the centre of the world, basically. We have
it is.
So much talent. The amount of talent that we have here is just phenomenal. I'm so proud to be a Victorian. So to be able to step out on the court every week for VNL and try and beat the best in Victoria, it really instills an amount of confidence in me, coming up to the Vixens and saying, you know, I'm a Victorian, this is what I've got.
Oh, I love that. The
bottle it.
We love Victoria
exactly,
too,
and drink it.
Another thing that I think, you know, part of your journey has been recovering from an ACL injury, which is no mean feat to get yourself back from that. What advice would you give to any young girl out there who's possibly going through the same thing?
Just that it gets better. It might seem, you know, really small, because every day the progress is really, really little. And you might think, oh, I'll just skip my rehab today. It doesn't really mean anything. Like, I'll just make it up tomorrow. But every day you can work to get better. And every day after your injury, you'll really be able to see that, and you'll just reap the reward. So it gets better. Keep going, keep pushing hard. And yeah, I believe in you.
Hey, Ran's a huge match this weekend. It's the Lightning, a team we like playing, don't we?
Yes.
The Vixens and the Lightning had some great tussles over the journey. Bianca, I want to ask you, you know, how do you think the girls are going to fare, and you know, what do we have to be really mindful about the Lightning?
Well, I think last time it was one of the, second game of the season the Vixens took on the Lightning, and during this particular game, the Lightning had it mostly their way in the first half, but then the Vixens started to creep back. And I don't know if you've seen this game, Rahni, but it was right in that last quarter. The Vixens really took it to them, and Lightning have been in great form. Cara Conan has been super dominant, Steph Wood has been, but also in their defence. The thing that the Vixens probably have in their favour, though, is there's just so many unknowns with their lineup, and the combinations that put out there, and every different combination is showing something different every time they step out there. So I think it's going to be a really exciting game for everyone to be able to see. And I believe now that there will be able to be a 50% capacity crowd, which will be awesome at John Cain Arena on Saturday.
Yep.
So also to all the members, you can get access to tickets with your memberships, and general public can do also. Tickets are available, so make sure you check all the Vixens socials out there because all the information will be out there. Hopefully we can get as many Vixens fans to the game on Saturday. And we know it has been a big few weeks for the Vixens, and because of what has happened, it means that there hasn't actually been any matches in the last 2 weekends, so almost 3 weeks without any netball. Have you been able to do any preparation at training, have some practice matches to prepare for this big game against the Lightning?
Yeah, funnily enough, we had a practice match against the Lightning to prepare for our Fever match. But I think we can draw a lot of confidence from that game, and we can go out there and just do what we need to, which is play fearless, execute the basics. And if we do that, I think we can beat the Lightning and, in fact, any team if we just play good, classic Vixen netball.
It's funny because Bianca and I think exactly the same thing.
Yeah, good classic
Well
Vixens
said.
netball. You can beat anyone.
Let's do it. Hey, Rance, it's been great having you as our special guest on Vixens Live. With thanks to McCafe, all the best for the rest of the season.
Thank you so much. Thanks for having me.
Did you have a good time?
Yes, amazing. Aside from...
I'm glad. I was sweating on that last answer.
Whoa, never ask that again.
All right, we better get out.
We better get out. Thanks so much for watching us on Vixens Live. We'll be back again next week with another Vixens player. All the best to the Vixens against the Lightning.